Peace and blessings, everyone. Welcome back. Queen Osset here. Today is the third day of Kwanzaa. Habari, Gani. Habari, Gani. Ujima. Ujima speaks on collective works and responsibility. Many of us in this interweb, YouTube, Tarot community, we are already working collectively, whether it's to track down a particular deck or to let a person know about something new coming out or to share another person's channel. Even you all participating in this is something that is, holds the energy of Ujima, working collectively to raise the consciousness of those, for the most part, who are outside of our circles. Now, there are many times that we do or should experience Ujima. In my Ile, which is a spiritual home, when we have ceremony, everyone works together to make sure that the ceremonies are successful. Everyone plays a role. There are many times that I have gone to ceremonies and I would roll up my sleeves and I'm washing dishes. Yes, nails and all, no rubber gloves. But everybody chips in because collectively we want everything to be a success. So that means someone is taking out the trash and someone is sweeping the floors and someone is making sure that we don't run out of TP in the bathroom and that water is provided, and we all just work collectively. Now, you must understand, within my spiritual home, my spiritual community, we come from all over the country, all over the world. And most of the time, the only time that we ever see each other is when we gather for ceremonies. So that whole getting to know you and all of that, that is something that prejudices, biases, and all of that, that's something that's left at your respective airports, egos, issues, ill thoughts, bad-mindedness, as we say in the West Indies. That is something that we don't bring into the collective home, because we all have a focus and an intention at that time, which is to be ultimately blessed by the spirits, by the Orisha, by our elders, to learn something. So you may want to think about how you can participate within your own communities, to bring this feeling of collectiveness together, allow outsiders to feel welcomed. Open your minds and your hearts to new ideas and other things that may be of interest to others and to yourself as well. So, Ujima, the principle of Kwanzaa, is to build and maintain our community together and make our brothers and sisters' problems our problems, and then to solve them together. And I have to say that I have been really impressed, especially with the YouTube community, the YouTube Tarot community, how you have pulled together in particular circumstances. None of us deals with trolls. We've managed to deal with certain situations that on a level affected us all, even when one of our own was leaving the community and for the most part threw us all under the bus. We still embraced this person because, they are one of us. They just chose another path. So, Ujima is represented by Vibunzi, and Vibunzi is an ear of corn. And I have corn here. This is actually fresh corn that I will cook at some point. But it says, I have here, that the stalk represents the fertility, and it symbolizes that through reproduction of children, the future hopes of the family are brought to life. One ear is called Zabunzi, and 2 or 3 more ears are called Mihindi. And I have 3 ears here, and I'm going to explain why. It says each ear symbolizes a child in the family. So if you have multiple children, you'll have multiple ears of corn, right? And so thus, one ear is placed on the mkeka. Remember, the mkeka is your mat, the burlap, piece of burlap that I'm going to use for my mat, for each child of the family. And if there are no children in the home, 2 ears are still set on the mkeka because each person is responsible for the children of the community. So during Kwanzaa, we take the love and the nurturance that was heaped on us as children and selflessly return it to all children, especially the helpless, the homeless, and the loveless within our community. You've heard the proverb, it takes a village to raise a child. And that is realized within this symbol, the Bebunzi. Since raising a child in Africa is a community affair involving the tribal village as well as the family. So good habits of respect for self and others, discipline, positive thinking, expectations, compassion, empathy, charity, and self-direction are learned in childhood from the parents, from their peers, and from their experiences. So children are an essential part of Kwanzaa of the future. They are the seed bearers. This will be your Ace of Pentacles that will carry cultural values and practices into the next generation. So I have 3 ears of corn, Vibunzi, and remember, more than one is called Mihindi, okay? But I have 3 ears of corn. I have 1 child, but each ear represents something for me. So one is for my son. The second one is for the children of my inner circle. For people that I know who have children, this is an ear of corn that I will put down on my mekeka, on my altar, for those children. And the third one is for all the children that are there that I cannot reach, that we may have lost, who may be lost. Whether they're no longer on this plane with us or they've gone astray. And please remember, or keep in mind, that even though this represents the children of our community, many of us do inner child work. And maybe this ear of corn, the third one, I actually have a 4th one here that I may put down, could represent our inner child that needs the healing, the love, and the compassion. Okay? So, of course, we have a spread that we're going to do today. And once again, I am going to use the Naked Heart Tarot. Let me get that out. And my Oracle cards. I don't know why I'm using this deck, but I'm using it because, well, why not? Yeah? Magical Times, and of course my Adinkra Ancestral cards. It's gotten dark here. Rainy, cold, chilly. That's the East Coast for you. Okay, so Ujima. Ujima, Ujima. All right? Collective work and responsibility. 7 cards, 7 questions. First card, how can I help? How I help to build my community. Let's see. How I help. Well, how do I help to build my community? Maybe do I contribute? Oh dear. I'm going to have to pause and retrieve those cards. Okay, I'm back. First question, how can I help to build, or rather, I guess I need to change this question. How do I help to build my community? How do I help to build my community? How I help to build my community? Okay, well, there you have it. The tower. How do I help to build my community? By recognizing that you cannot build anything on a shaky foundation, that you cannot build anything on a foundation of lies and facades. I bring this energy of illumination, shaking things up, breaking things down, wanting to push through the status quo. I mean, yesterday, I think, what was my voice? The Prince or Page of Swords? Yeah, this is how I build my community. By not being afraid to tear down previous structures, edicts, thoughts, all of that. By not being afraid to question the status quo and say, that is not how it's done or should be done. Or let's try something different. The Tower card. Okay? How I contribute to the collective effort. How I contribute to the collective effort. How I contribute to the collective effort. Oh, Ace of Cups. Am I holding that so you can see that? That's pretty much, I hope I do. I hope I extend warmth and love and some healing, and at least initiate it, I've never thought of myself as the warm and fuzzy kind, but I like to believe that sometimes that I'm there to extend some kindness and compassion, no strings attached, a shoulder to lean on, an ear to listen, a kudos, a celebration. That's how I contribute to the collective effort. Bringing the good vibes, the good feelings. Yes, I like that. Okay. How I can help others with problem solving. Oh boy. How I help others with problem solving. That is my birth card. That is my astro card, rather, my astrological card, Strength, Leo. I bring the fierceness. I bring the passion. How do I help others with problem solving? Wow. I push them to believe in their selves, believe in themselves, tap into their own inner strength. I push them. Maybe I shouldn't push, but I do. I encourage. I demand of others to step into their true power, to see how strong that they truly are. I encourage others to allow their dreams to take flight. I feel that I provide a key, a way, or a different way of looking at things, different thoughts in regards to their problems, giving them back their power. I feel that I empower people. How I nurture and teach younger people. Well, most of you are much younger than I am. Some of you are not so much younger, but most of you are younger than I am. So let's see if I teach you anything, if I've taught you anything, if I can teach you anything. Oh my gosh. I've got Jillian's special card. The Naked Heart. I am going to have to look in the book for this. Let me grab that booklet. And I'm going to turn on the light. Oh, let me see. The Naked Heart. I just want to read what this says. I've never pulled this card. And I have old eyes, so we're going to do it like this. Oop. Okay. A naked heart blossoming in the heat. It is connected to the philosopher's stone, symbolizing the heart in perfect alignment with the cosmos. I suppose I should hold it up while I'm reading. Can you see that? Okay. A lunar moth flies upwards towards the light of the moon and out of the darkness, signifying truth in one's purpose, signifying trusting in one's truth and purpose. The message, the Naked Heart card, represents alignment with your higher self and soul purpose. You are your own energetic flow. The universe is highlighting your gifts and asking you to trust yourself and your intuition. Allow your natural gifts and talents to come forth and be nurtured so you can honor or connect with your calling or purpose. Do not compare yourself to others. Your natural talents, gifts, were given to you exactly as they need be. No one can share or offer them with the world the way you can. You You were given the exact proportion of amazing, otherwise you would not exist. Your path will not always be easy, but it will feel right. You radiate a pure vibrational level, and you create a ripple effect. Keep going. You are the spark to someone else's light. Shine brightly so you inspire others. Okay. How I nurture and teach younger people. Well, what I just read, you're watching this live. So you get to hear, all of that happening. Anyway. How others perceive my community efforts. This one should be interesting. Okay. How others perceive my community efforts. I might have to pause again and get a tissue, because I'm sounding very congested, and I'm not. How others perceive my community efforts. The star. Do others perceive my community efforts as hopeful, a guiding light? Wow. I'm going to leave this open for you guys to respond. I'd love to hear your responses to this. This is, woo, deep for me. Confirmation. Let me know. How others perceive my level of responsibility. Well, let's see what this says here. How others perceive my level of responsibility. How others perceive my level of responsibility. Ooh, wow. The Nine of Pentacles. How others perceive my... I almost matched the color of the flamingo here, huh? My level of responsibility. Well, I am independent and I am able to stand on my own. And even though I am this way, I don't feel that I'm perceived as selfish. I've worked hard, I've talked about this, to get to where I am. And I'm still working hard because I still have more experiences to enjoy on this journey. Again, I'd like you to chime in on this Nine of Pentacles. How others perceive my level of responsibility. And card number 7. An area of personal growth in my community efforts. An area of personal growth in my community efforts. Okay. Oh, Earth Mother. This is the Empress. Wow. An area of personal growth in my community efforts. You know, last year the Empress stalked me. Every spread that I did. And, this is my expansiveness. So even though I tend to be reserved and self-contained, I am still abundantly open and willing to share and just expansive and embracing all across the board. An area of personal growth in my community. I have learned how to love myself more. I have learned how to love others in spite of many differences. You know, the Empress talks about also being a strong, feminine energy who is quite content to allow things to come to her. You know, if you look at the traditional cards, she is fully pregnant and lush, and she's surrounded by beauty and abundance. She's not running after anything. So something that I have learned within this community is that I didn't need to have to run after everything. I didn't need to participate in everything. I can allow things to come to me. What's meant for me, and it's the same thing for you. And in doing that, you enjoy it more. You enjoy the journey more. So, my YouTube family, again, Habari, Gani, Ujima-Collective works and responsibility. So tonight, when you light the candles in your Kannada, my glasses so I can see. Let me get my matches. Let me get my makeshift Kannada here. You will light, hopefully the black candle will light. Let's see. Habari, Gani, you will say Ujima, right? The first candle was for Moja. Kujichagulia. Light a green candle. Ujima. Put that out. Habari Gani, YouTube family. Have a wonderful evening, and I will be back tomorrow.